You know, we tend to think of history as a settled book, right? Ancient sites like Stonehenge. You figure, okay, their mysteries are solved, the stories are all locked in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the common perception.
But what if I told you a really fundamental piece of that Stonehenge puzzle? I mean, the origin of its central altar stone is now being seriously reconsidered. It's like a historical plot twist.
Exactly. For decades, the accepted wisdom was that the altar stone, that big greenish sandstone right in the middle, came from South Wales.
Right.
But this deep dive, well, it explores some really compelling new research.
Hmm.
It's detailed in our source today, La Grata, and it suggests a completely different journey for this ancient rock.
And for you, the listener, this is fascinating, especially perhaps if you're preparing for exams like the UPSC. It's just a fantastic real-world example of how dynamic our understanding of the past really is. History isn't just memorizing dates and facts, it's a living field. New evidence constantly reshapes what we know. I mean, think about it, something as iconic as Stonehenge,
Yeah.
potentially relevant across prelims and mains, touching on archaeology, geology, ancient history. And it's still throwing up surprises.
It really is.
So let's delve in. We're focusing on Stonehenge, this incredible monument built, around 4,500 years ago, southern England, a real testament to the people of the late Stone Age, the Neolithic period.
Indeed. The stone circle itself is just a remarkable achievement for that era. It gives us insights into their funerary rituals, their ceremonies, how they marked the landscape.
They're right there in the middle.
Right in the center, you have the altar stone.
This altar stone, I'm picturing this hefty slab, roughly 16 feet high, weighs around 6 tons.
That's the one. Huge piece of rock.
It's always held a central place, physically and in how we've tried to understand the site. And like we said, the long-standing idea was South Wales.
Uh-huh. That was the theory.
But now this new study is throwing a pretty significant geological curveball, isn't it?
Precisely. You've got geologists from the University of Curtin, Australia, working with researchers from the University of Aberystwyth in Wales. And they used a very precise method, chemical analysis.
Okay.
They essentially looked at the mineral composition of the altar stone, trying to identify its unique chemical signature.
Okay, this chemical signature sounds intriguing. It's not just about what kind of rock it looks like on the surface, is it?
Oh, not at all. Think of it like this. Every rock formation has a unique blend of minerals, right? And crucially, these minerals formed at specific times in geological history.
Right, okay.
So by analyzing the types of elements present and the age of these minerals, looking at their isotopic ratios, basically scientists can build a very specific profile. It's like a chemistry footprint that you can often trace back to a particular geological source.
Like a geological fingerprint.
Exactly like fingerprint, yeah.
So they analyzed this footprint for the altar stone. What did that tell them?
Well, the analysis showed that most of the minerals inside the altar stone are incredibly ancient. We're talking between 1 and 2 billion years old.
Wow. Billion.
Billion with a B.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they also found some more recent mineral bits, around 450 million years old. Now, here's the kicker.
Uh-huh.
That particular age profile, it just doesn't match the geology of South Wales. The rocks there simply don't have that same super deep ancient mineral fingerprint.
So the South Wales theory doesn't hold up under this analysis.
It strongly suggests it doesn't know. It really challenges that long-held view.
That's a major shift. Okay, so if not South Wales, where? Where might this massive stone have actually come from?
Well, the study points towards a new potential origin, North Wales.
North Wales, okay.
The researchers found a really compellingly close match between the altar stone's chemistry footprint and the geological formations up in North Wales.
And how far away is that?
That's over 466 miles away from Stonehenge.
466 miles.
Yeah. And significantly, the geology up there does have formations dating back over 1 billion years. Yeah. It fits that ancient mineral profile much, much better.
Okay, 466 miles. That immediately brings up just a huge question. How on earth did people living around 2600 BC manage to transport a 6-ton stone across that kind of distance?
Right.
I mean, it speaks to an astonishing level of planning and logistical capability for that era.
It certainly does. And this leads us right into considering the possible methods of transport. How did they do it?
Yeah.
2 main theories, really, have been put forward. One involves a purely terrestrial route.
Overland.
Overland. Imagine a monumental effort. You'd need a huge workforce using basic tools, maybe sledges, ropes, log rollers, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
to physically move the stone across the natural landscape, navigating tracks, valleys, maybe even crossing rivers somehow.
You can almost picture the sheer human power and coordination that would have required.
Hmm.
Just immense. What's the other main idea?
The other significant possibility is a maritime route by sea.
Okay, by sea.
This suggests they somehow manage to load this massive altar stone onto boats, perhaps large rafts, or maybe even more sophisticated early vessels than we sometimes imagine, and then transported it along the coast of Great Britain to eventually reach southern England.
Wow. If that's the case, it implies, well, a surprisingly advanced understanding of seafaring, navigation, maritime logistics for people that long ago.
Doesn't it just, it really shifts perspective.
So either way you look at it, land or sea, it points to a far more complex and resourceful society than maybe we've previously imagined sometimes.
Definitely.
And this is where it gets really significant for how we understand these ancient people, right? This new evidence kind of compels us to reevaluate their capabilities, their planning, their organization, their technical skills, even without all the technology we rely on today.
Exactly. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, for anyone studying history, but particularly for those competitive exams like the UPSC, this discovery really underscores a crucial point. Our understanding of the past is not fixed. It's not set in stone, ironically.
Huh.
Right. New research constantly refines and sometimes, like here, potentially overturns established narratives.
Yeah.
It highlights that need for critical thinking and for staying up to date with the latest findings, even on topics you think are completely settled.
Yeah, you can't just learn something once and assume that's the final word forever.
Absolutely not, especially in fields like archaeology and ancient history, where new techniques are always developing.
And for you, the listener, whatever your background, this is just a powerful reminder that the quest for knowledge is ongoing, isn't it? What we accept as fact today might be challenged or refined tomorrow based on new evidence. This whole altar stone discovery just encourages that mindset of, continuous learning and questioning.
And it also makes you think, doesn't it? It prompts us to maybe revisit other assumptions we have about, say, trade networks back then, or cultural connections, or just the general technological abilities of ancient societies.
Good point. So to sort of recap the main takeaway here, the altar stone, right at the heart of Stonehenge, likely came from North Wales, a huge distance away, not South Wales, as we thought for so long.
That seems to be the direction the evidence is pointing now, yes.
And this challenges our prior understanding and really highlights the remarkable ingenuity and capabilities of the people who built this iconic monument.
Absolutely. And it leaves us with a bit of a thought-provoking question, perhaps.
So on.
Well, what other long-held beliefs about the ancient world might future discoveries, archaeological, scientific challenge, or even overturn? And what does this constant process of revision tell us about, the very nature of historical knowledge itself?
Definitely food for thought. The past isn't always past, is it?
It keeps revealing itself.
Well, we hope this deep dive into the altar stone's origins has sparked your curiosity. If you found this discussion interesting, maybe informative, please do like, subscribe, perhaps leave a comment with any further questions or reflections you might have.
Yeah, we're always keen to hear your thoughts and explore similar fascinating topics.
Absolutely. And remember, this deep dive drew heavily on research compiled by La Grata. There's always more to uncover.